Good evening and welcome back to Prime of Midlife. It's Friday evening, the week is over, and this evening we are talking politics and such things. The reason I'm going that way is because I've just read a report that the Conservatives' spring conference is going to be behind closed doors. Now, I know that when they did the SNP leaders' hustings, they were behind closed doors. And I wasn't best impressed with that, I have to say. But that was the leadership contest that was for, you know, changing the leader. Up until now, the spring conference for the Tories has had the Prime Minister making a speech which was televised, and media and members of the public have been allowed to be there. But this time, seemingly not. This time, they're saying that the spring conference is an internal training event, and so there's no need for members of the public or members of the press to be there. However, there is a business event where businesses can attend at, I think it's something like £500 a head, and that gets them access to, the rulers of the country, the lawmakers, the people who change things or say what can happen. So members of the public can't see what's going to happen or what way the Tories are thinking of going. But if you're a business person and you can pay £500 a head, then you can go meet the Prime Minister, you can discuss things with the Business Minister. They're obviously going to be tapping up people for donations for the Tory funds, etc. And it just smacks to me of sneaky. I find it very sneaky. And especially when you look at one of the other reports that says for the fraudulent COVID claims from businesses and people, for the COVID grants, etc., out of the fraudulent ones that were done, less than 1% has been recovered. Less than 1% of fraudulent claims has been recovered from businesses and business people who put in for these grants. So, I'm not liking that either. These people who can go in at £500 a head, are these the same people who got all these grants and got all these contracts, etc., and have not paid back the money? So I'm not liking that one either. So yeah, there's a few bits here that it's just like, really? Why is this not getting looked into? And then you find out, and I mean, best will in the world, who doesn't think it was just a bit sus? Just a little bit sus. That one of the most publicised things that happened this week was Boris Johnson being in front of the committee to answer the questions. And I mean, he would just have been as well saying filibuster, because that seemed to be all he was doing. He just talked and talked and talked in circles. Not that I listened to very much of it because I couldn't, just no. However, during that time when most of the media attention in the world was focused, the UK, the attention to the media in the UK was focused on Boris Johnson rather than anything else. That's when Rishi Sunak put out his tax returns. And one of the headlines said he's paid less in tax than a nurse or a teacher. And he's made millions. And if that doesn't stink, I don't know what does. Because there's definitely something wrong in my eyes when people who work and do a job get taxed and have to pay so much tax, and yet people who make 10 times more than them can pay less tax because they can afford to hire an accountant. or a tax avoidance specialist. I mean, there's actual stuff now about, tax avoidance companies and that. Well, did they break any rules? So tax avoidance, being a specialist in tax avoidance isn't breaking a rule. It's only if you do it too much or do it a certain way, and I just think that's wrong. So yeah, politics this week has not enamoured me at all. And, it just makes you think, here's me working my ass off, doing my weekly work, and Rishi Sunak's probably paying less tax than I am. And yet he makes so much more than I do. So that is just, I just don't think that's right, personally. So there you go. So that is my thought on that one. I'm just like, there's so many little bits. And again, and I see it in the comments, thank you so much to everyone who has been commenting, liking, etc. And to all my new subscribers as well. Hello, and thank you for joining us. But a lot of us are now sitting here going, do you know something? We're going to have to look after ourselves. Because nobody else is going to do it for us. So this weekend, I will be sowing some seeds. If you saw this morning's video, I have put stuff in the slow cooker, so that's in the freezer now in tubs, so that's there. I'm hoping to do some pressure canning this weekend. Says her, go and get your stuff out the freezer can so you can pressure can it. So we'll get that done. We're going to get some more wood. I have a friend who has one of those spinny saws on a table thing. And I'm taking Patrick to use that because everyone that knows me knows I'm so accident prone that they're like, you are not allowed near a high-speed spinning saw thing. Mandy just nearly had a heart attack at the thought of it. So yes, Mandy, I'm not going to do that. I'm bringing Patrick through. So we're going to cut some more wood. And as I said earlier in the week, if you've seen them, there was I think things are going to get better. I don't think I need to prep as much. Yeah. And exactly as I said the next day, changed my mind. And even more so today, because the stuff with Deutsche Bank, now they're saying that it's not a big problem. They said COVID wasn't a big problem at first. They said interest rates weren't going to be a big problem at first. Tell that to the people that are paying over £500 a month more on their mortgage. I'm now just not believing the politicians. So my best bet, as far as I'm concerned, is to pressure can my stuff so that it's shelf stable, clear out some space in the freezers so that I can get some more stuff, get some stuff planted. We're still expecting minus something over the weekend. But I'm hopeful that this weekend should be the last one, should be the last frosty frost. And then I'll be able to put things out because looky. See, my spring onions are growing. So they should hopefully be able to go out next week. I can get some seeds up in the windowsill. And generally just go prep more. Excuse me, as I said, I'm going to get some more staples in and stock up in them because, your Prime Minister pays less in tax than a teacher and he makes millions more. There's less than 1% being taken back off of the COVID fraudulent stuff. Deutsche Bank's not so good. There's all that going on, and I'm just not up for this at all. And I mean, the guy from the Bank of England, what is he on? I distinctly remember doing a video where the guy from the Bank of England, the governor of the Bank of England, said that people should stop asking for wage rises because it would put inflation up and that would be bad. And now he's going, shops need to stop putting their prices up because it'll put inflation up and that'll be bad. Get a grip. I mean, really, I am absolutely scunnered to the back teeth of this. We need to do this, we need to do that, we need to keep the markets going. Go and start looking after the people because I'm done with you looking after all your cronies. So yes, now that I've done that and had my wee grumble, I will go and have my cup of tea as I do, and I will get ready for tomorrow when I'm going to be doing gardening and wood cutting. Well, I'm supplying the wood, Patrick is doing the cutting. So I will go and I will catch you later.